Hi, and welcome back. Today I want to talk about transference, transmutation, alignment, consciously creating an unconditional love. And I put some notes together, but first I'm going to explain this spheres-wise and then offer more of a psychological explanation. And I want to say, first and foremost, the point of this video is clarity. So spheres-wise, there's this. Hopefully you can see well with the universe inside of this sphere. And if you're watching this video, you are probably finding your experience to be something along the lines of this, to the tune that the world or universe that you're experiencing is through this lens. And as you can see, it's got some bubbles in it, which are representative of not just beliefs, but discordant beliefs, which seem to obscure the view of perception or of the universe or the world that you are being and experiencing. And the discord or suffering is the obscuring of these bubbles. And there's a video that I have that you might want to check out that I think is about 3 minutes long about popping these bubbles or bursting your beliefs. So the aim of this video is not to per se deliver anything to you in terms of clarity, but to provide some clarity on how to maybe more deeply, effectively, efficiently, or clearly pop these bubbles and the relevance in terms of creating your reality with popping these bubbles, such that there is clarity between the sphere of the lens and the sphere of the universe, which, by the way, I'm holding them like this. Somebody bought me this as a gift, which I can't thank them enough for, but the two spheres are experienced like this, as if the lens is inside of the universe. The aim here is to point a way that you can go from this experience, or from your view, it would be like this. There's not much of the universe seen there compared to this, to this kind of view, where it is much more clearly seen, which is often pointed to with the phrase seeing reality as it is, or seeing, or the recognition of yourself as reality. So transference, when transference begins to be seen through, transmutation and conscious creating begins. This is the recognition of aversion, which transpires as the activity of thought and sounds like the way that I feel is because of you, the way that I feel now is because of the past, the way that I feel now is because of the world, the way that I feel now is just how it is or just how I am, the way that I feel now is because of blank, and you can fill just about anything in that blank. While these interpretations, discordant interpretations of experience, are absolutely pure and innocent, nonetheless, in believing these interpretations of feeling, the discord of suffering persists. Inevitably, the suffering is such that the pointing to aversion is considered or is heard, and inevitably through investigation and expression, the source of feeling is realized. Realized in is not actually coming from anything which could be said to be experienced. Aversion is from feeling and is to thoughts. Thoughts are believed to be true, believed to make sense of the discord with feeling, in an unconscious effort not to inspect the discord or simply feeling, and suppression occurs. Aversion is the aversion of feeling, which is actually the aversion of yourself. All fear stems from aversion. All fear is aversion. all fear is actually love, which is being transmuted such that it is ultimately and readily seen, there isn't and never was fear. There is only the discordant belief that there is. Discord felt, which in and of itself is the pointing to the truth. A discordant belief, or the thought, feels discordant precisely because it isn't true, precisely because love is the truth. You are the truth, which is feeling, and is what feeling is, and is what is feeling the discord or discordant thoughts. Thoughts about yourself, love, which aren't true or aren't indicative of you, infinite unconditional love. Truth is never found in thoughts, as in the content of thoughts. There is no such thing as a true thought or the true thought. Thoughts are things, and all things are apparent. Vibrational appearance, or vibrationally apparent. You are the truth, vibrationally appearing as thoughts. With each occurrence of an arising discordant thought, the discord between thought and feeling, which is to say, what you are appearing as and what you are, is felt. The discord of a thought with feeling is suffering, and is the only indicator, that is, how it feels, is the only indicator which is needed to recognize the thought isn't aligned with the true nature of feeling, which is unconditional love. Discord is the variance between the appearance of the spheres, or what I call two-ness, and what the spheres are made of. Love, the one, the infinite one, the enlightened one, oneness, the infinite unconditional love that you in truth are. This sphere of the lens starts off crystal clear. Experience is experienced, so to speak. Preferences arise, wants and don't wants arise. And there is much confusion as focus flip-flops between wanting and avoiding what is unwanted. Experience in this sense is that of desire and doubt, of knowing what is wanted and of doubting it can be, as in manifest. The relevance of this cannot be overstated, as you are very literally the creator of your reality. Doubt arises of the beliefs of known, or what you know to be true. The experience of what is known to be true isn't actually anything known to be true, but is belief or beliefs that there is something which is known to be true. To put it very simply, there aren't things. There is an experience of believing thoughts that there are separate things. There is no duality in feeling or in perception or the spheres. The appearance of the two spheres is an appearance. You, unconditional love, are what is and what is appearing. The beliefs in two, which is fundamentally the belief that you are separate, or the belief in separation, might sound initially like what is right and wrong, what is correct, as in correct and incorrect, what you should do, as in should or shouldn't, etc. There are countless examples, because all thought is dualistic, or again, apparent two-ness. It's like an infinite one puts on a pair of glasses, and now it seems there is duality or two-ness. Clarity, we could say in some regard, is the recognition of these glasses and that you are being these, quote, glasses. The fundamental belief in separation arises only from believing thoughts. The apparent nature of thoughts is that of two-ness, or most simply said, this and that. Thoughts aren't bad or to be frowned upon in any way, of course. Thought is for focusing upon, for creating, and love is being that focus and being the appearing thoughts. Not knowing. Love does not know in any cognitive sense love. Love is love. And you are love. Unconditional love. Anytime there is the feeling of discord, there is a condition focused upon, and that condition is a thought which you, love, are actually appearing as. One way to point. There is what you do want to experience, and the focus upon it, or the focusing upon it, creates it. And there is what you don't want, and the focusing upon it, and potentially arising interpretations to, again, quote, make sense of the discord in these interpretations, which might look like lack, shortage, can'ts, won'ts, will nevers, not possibles, unworthiness, undeservedness, powerlessness, etc. There is focus upon thoughts of the having of what you want to experience and focus upon the absence of what you desire to have or experience. The resolve of this experience of confusion is alignment. Aligning thought with feeling is quite literally aligning the universe or reality, which is the appearance of you, with unconditional love, which is you. There aren't, per se, two, as in two separate things, which are aligned. There is the infinite one, which is appearing, and the alignment of what is apparent with what is actual, or with you, which is appearing as. Transference is the experience of emotional discord being projected onto the present, coloring the present with interpretations as attempts to make sense of the discord felt, an attempt to make this right now experience jive with the discord. Indeed, it does very much seem the discordant feeling is somehow, in some way, due to someone else or something else. In the Freudian sense, the discord relates to childhood and the relationship with a parent, but I'm suggesting extending this to any interpretations of any relationships or any experiences which may have been interpreted quite innocently in a very discordant way. And really, I'm pointing to the untangling or undoing of these discordant interpretations, such that reality is seen for what it actually is, for how it actually is, or as it is. The discord is felt, and it is the variance between feeling and thought. And psychologically speaking, or via the believing of thoughts, is projected onto someone, some organization, some cause, or someone else's belief or cause. Where transference ends, when transference is acknowledged to be happening, shadow work, or the illuminating or shining the light of awareness, has begun. And transmutation lies just around the corner. The willingness to see the aversion is the beginning of the end of aversion, and the beginning of the end of suffering, and the beginning of consciously creating. Transmutation is no longer transference or projection, but is consciously creating. Transmuting pain into consciously creating something beautiful, for example. Transmuting anger into consciously creating a mind and a world free of shaming or resentment, and instead understanding and forgiveness. Transmuting unworthiness into consciously creating encouragement. As Gandhi said, and I mean this in the most literal sense, being the change you wish to see in the world. Transmuting fear into love. What you are being, you are attracting. Transmutation is the natural experience of inspecting and dispelling beliefs and expression. Beliefs which are recognized by the discord felt when focusing upon the interpretations, or more simply said, when the discordant thoughts arise, questioning why the thoughts feel discordant and allowing more aligned feeling thoughts and therein clarity to arise. So how to recognize transference? By recognizing when discord is felt within you, let's say, and yet is projected or believed and interpreted to be coming from or caused by someone or something else. Discord which is unresolved or which arises again and again can be inspected and aligned. The result, if you will, of this feeling of, so to speak, your own true nature is of peacefulness, of love, of happiness, or simply put, is what alignment is. How to transmute? It's very much allowing, by allowing thoughts to align with feeling and by expression or expressing. There isn't per se any one specific answer as to a how or any one specific answer as to a specific doing. There's no right and wrong way of expression. What does transmutation look like? Might be a more revealing question. Transmutation looks like every poem which has ever been written, every song which has ever been sung, every movie which has ever been made, every act of kindness that has ever occurred, and every act or occurrence of compassion that has ever transpired without exception. I suggest that you express through any medium, short of obviously, but it sometimes is helpful to mention it, short of harming anyone or harming yourself, expression through any medium or way that you're inclined or drawn to or inspired to. Any activity, big or small, which is expression, is creating and certainly will do. It's very much a proof is in the pudding situation that if you so to speak, if you get what is being said here, if you get what I'm saying, what you get or realize is just you hear the pointing to the actual expression, and therein the transmutation happens, and therein the conscious creation happens. This isn't something that you're just going to cognitively grasp watching a video. The content, the video just points to where to go with this, and hopefully offers a little clarity and insight as to the going about it. I'm going to press a little harder here, sort of on your behalf with the question, but really though, be more specific. Tell me what should I do, and tell me specifically how to go about this. My chief suggestion would be to make a dream board. To write anything and everything that you like and love on it, that you want to have, to be, to experience, or to create. Then when discord is felt, notice the focus is on an interpretation which includes in some way separation, lack, shortage, the can'ts, the won'ts, the isn't possibles, and inspect and allow alignment of thought with feeling. Notice those interpretations, recognize that that's what is discordant, or the why in the interpretation, why that interpretation is discordant. Recognize the doubt. Another way of saying this is that all of what I'm saying here falls under a general pointing or category of putting feeling first, not just believing interpretations, believing thoughts, not liking how it feels or how you feel, if you will, and proceeding anyways. It's very much a relaxing and a slowing down and noticing the discord, inspecting the discord, and aligning thoughts, and then proceeding. Another broad stroke or way to put that would be allowing thought to align with feeling for really no reason, no long-term thinking, no plan, no strategy, just for how it feels to do so right now. Look for the ahas, which may sound categorically like, oh, I'm making a claim here that something is known, that an I knows something, and these thoughts are being believed, even though it doesn't feel great to do so. Look for that. Notice that. It requires, you might say, some willingness. It instills, I would say, earnestness, and it is, I would say it's most often fun, and again, is just for the feeling of it. And I would look at it as light and fun as you possibly can. And sometimes it's not only insightful, but revelations really occur. Another way to point to this is that it's very much about being here now. Look for when you're getting ahead of yourself, so to speak, which is to say, getting into thoughts such that feeling is, or there's the opportunity to notice that feeling is as if left behind or disregarded, or maybe that it's assumed that you're supposed to just sometimes feel discord or suffering. Inspect any notions like that. Definitely don't assume that that's true. Inspect that. Look for opportunities of getting out of your own way, which is to say letting discordant thoughts go rather than clinging to thoughts, which can look like being right, lending authority to what somebody else says and putting that above the discord that you're feeling with respect to what they're saying, with believing facts, which facts aren't coming from the deer and the birds. Facts are coming from us. Put feeling above facts too, above any beliefs or thoughts of right or wrong, etc. Allow the thoughts to align with feeling. Don't hold any expectations that feeling is going to somehow be manipulated or such that it aligns with the thought, that the thought is true and somehow feeling is going to accommodate it. Look for the allowance of this aligning thought with feeling most swiftly. If there was a key to all of this, it is the swiftness of it. In the same sense that if you accidentally touched a hot stove, you would very swiftly remove your hand from the hot stove. I would really, really suggest that you look at it the same way. Don't dwell for weeks in discord or days or one day or even hours or minutes. Notice it as soon as it's felt and inspect the interpretation or the thought. Really consider the momentum of this, and there very likely is already discordant momentum that maybe is noticed now while you're listening to this, or maybe is noticed after. Acknowledge that and regard it in an honoring it, respecting it, just acknowledging it sense. And this is already making headway into the untangling of it or the alignment of it. And I would add to that, when this is felt, swiftly relax. Feel the gravity, feel the body as deeply as you are able to. Feel as if there's layers. Not literally saying that there is, but feel as if there's bodies within the body or layers within, and feel that relaxation and feel the sinking feeling of relaxation in conjunction with or in accordance with gravity all the way through to the center. That's sort of a tip for meditation as well, and it's ineffable and can't be literally communicated in words at all, but as you do, momentum of discord is relinquished or let go or dispelled, and getting deeper into relaxing inwardly into the body. I can only say that I will assure you that along the way and ultimately you will have no complaints about what you find. You will very much love, so to speak, what's found. Also, keep in mind mindfulness. Be mindful that you can willingly let a discordant thought or topic go and see that the goodness of feeling, the goodness of you, the goodness that you are, indeed always does arise. This is probably the most wonderful, life-changing discovery that could ever be. Then enjoy all the stuff that comes as it unfolds, all the desires on your dream board. But more so, much, much more so, enjoy the again, words that point. Enjoy the unification, the purification, the magical synchronicities that ensue. The journey really is the point. The right now of it, the experience. Enjoy the journey. Which, as I've said before, and as I like to really drive home and point out, the journey which is already afoot. It's not about to begin. It's not something you start. It's already this. But I digress. One last question in the sense of on your behalf in a more pressing manner, but more so, if this comes to mind, I'm just attempting to address it, but more so, how can I really drive this home? How do I really, really, really get it? What comes to mind here? First and foremost, daily morning meditation allows the activity of thought to settle, to quiet, to calm, and clarity naturally arises. This is a tricky statement because until it's directly experienced via meditation, it's thought about. So this next statement isn't something thinkable, it's not cognitive, it can't be thought about, but what's directly experienced is that it is what we're calling clarity, which is appearing as what we're calling thoughts. And there are not in any way two. Meditation is really fundamentally relaxation, focusing on the feeling of breathing in the stomach. This, you might say, is the removing of attention from the activity of thought, and in no longer feeding the activity of thought, it's very much like no longer feeding a stray cat. It just stops coming around. And it's possible, I might even say quite likely, that whatever age you're at, if you haven't adopted the practice of meditating first thing in the morning or very close to first thing in the morning, you probably have yet to experience that the activity of thought can and certainly does settle, and that there is such a thing as experience without thoughts arising as labels about it. And also, if you can grasp this, everything I'm saying, all the words, all the pointers have to, so to speak, eat themselves as well. Because even words like experience are really the expression of a thought or a pointing, our communication. It's what it's all made of that is pointed to. One last analogy, but I'm phrasing it this way so that it's heard this way, but I want to be clear that I'm not actually suggesting that anyone does this. But to really, really grasp what I think is the key point, I guess first and foremost, daily meditation, but the key point of what I'm communicating or hopefully sharing, so to speak, here, is the swiftness of it, the not just holding your hand on the hot stove for days or weeks or years or your entire life, but feeling the burn, swiftly removing it. So what I mean to be pointing there is the refocusing or re-believing of any discordant interpretations. Feel that discord and inspect the interpretation. Slow down and have a look at the thoughts and question, are these thoughts true? Why do I look at it that way? Where did I learn? From whom did I learn to look at it this way? Did I misunderstand, perhaps, and created an interpretation myself of a way of looking at it? Are there beliefs that I'm holding, interpretations that I think are true, which are really don't feel good, and maybe in the past served to be able to get by, to be able to continue to function, that the suffering or the momentum of the suffering is such that now you want to let that go, to be without that, and now you're slowing down and having a look at these thoughts and interpretations and allowing them to untangle, or again, allowing thought to align with feeling. The analogy, though, on a last note here, would be to look at the sun and notice it gets uncomfortable very, very quickly. The natural inclination is to look away or look at something else very swiftly versus staring at the sun and feeling the discord intensifying, which would be analogous to feeling the momentum of the discord or of the suffering. So I would apply this analogy to focusing on discordant thoughts. Put feeling first and do so swiftly. Don't avert from feeling. Honor and acknowledge feeling, and put feeling first.